guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this easy holiday makeup. It's all about the wing liner, gold shadow, red lip. A very classic look. And I've been doing a lot of holiday tutorials lately where I'm trying out different colors, but I wanted to keep this very simple and classic looking because it's like the perfect go-to look when you have a last minute party or you just want to be extra festive on Christmas Day. So it's perfect for that. Before we get started with the look, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos, and I think that's it. Let's get started. Alright, so before I start, I want to give you the rundown of what I've already used. I put on my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I I did my eyebrows with my Almay brow pencil. It's hiding right now. Oh, right here. This guy right here. Oh, I also have concealer on, and that's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer under the eyes. And I'm also using this on the lids as like my primer and a base, because if you watched my last video you saw me mention that I'm all out of eyeshadow primer. So I'm using an awfully expensive product on the lid, but it just does such a good job at canceling out all the color, and it doesn't crease, so it's perfect for an eyeshadow base. Now for this classic makeup, it requires a really good gold eyeshadow, and my favorite is still from the original Naked palette, and it's this Half Baked shade right here. You can see I've used it a lot, but it's still like my go-to when I'm in need of a really good gold. So I'm gonna take as much as I can possibly get and apply it with like this big fat eyeshadow brush. And I'm just applying this on the lid up to the crease, so right here. And look at that gold. Isn't that a good gold? I don't know what it is with this shadow, but I feel like when you're using certain golds, they have too much champagne in them and they look a little too cool, whereas this one's super warm. It really goes well with my skin color. I think that's why I love it so much. And I know that it came in this palette originally, and I think that it's being put into some of the other Naked palettes, but you can buy Half Baked on its own. And if you guys have a favorite gold eyeshadow, leave that in the comments for me to check out too, because I'm always on the hunt for a new gold shadow to try out, because I find that that's one of the colors that I wear like a lot. Now once the gold shadow's on there, you need a little something in your crease, and if I were still working from this first Naked palette, I would go into this color right here, which was Naked, but I have nothing left in this palette because I loved it so much and I used it all up. But it's like the perfect neutral brown to put in your crease. So I'm going to dig into my original Tartelette palette and use Wanderer. And I'm applying it with a black fluffy brush, like a blending brush, and applying it to the crease. Now I've shown you guys a lot of how I apply shadow in the crease, but in case this is your first time with me, I like to put the brush right in the hollow of my eye and just go back and forth wherever my brush fits, and just slowly start adding color. And you don't want this color to be too heavy, like too dark of a brown, because what you're doing is just taking your natural contour and accentuating it just a little bit more. That's why you want to use kind of like a natural brown. And because we're doing a winged eyeliner, I'm going to slowly start to feather this color out into the shape of like a wing. And you also want to use this color like right around here where the gold is stopping, and you can kind of see that harsh line, and just go over it so there's no harsh edges. I'm going to dig back into my Naked palette, and I'm going to use Buck, which is a darker brown, and now's the time where you can use your darker brown. I'm using my MAC. My goodness, I always forget the number of this. I should really just take something and write it over top of where it used to be so I'll never forget again. And now I'm going to apply this to the crease, but focus this color to the outer edge. I'm putting the brush in there and tilting my head back so it's really getting into the hollow of the eye. So I'm doing the other side now, and I just wanted to share a tip with you guys to not bring this darker brown in here, because we've already used that transition color to warm it up, and if you use the darker one, it's going to make your eye look a lot smaller than you want it to. So I'm just focusing this color to the outer edge, like the outer V. So now we need something on the brow bone, and I'm digging into this color called Free Spirit from the Tartelette palette, and I'm going to pop this on the brow bone. And you want to make sure to use a neutral matte shadow on the brow bone when you have this much shimmer going on the lid. So a few months ago I got this shadow from MAC, and it's called In Orbit, that's the color, and it's called an Electric Cool eyeshadow, and I haven't used it. I've just dug my finger in there, and I kind of am tempted to put that over top of the gold that I already have on. So I'm going to see if this even works, because I was going through all my makeup just to see what I really wanted to use for this like classic look, and I found this. It doesn't stick very well to the brush because you can tell it's kind of like a chunky shadow. Let me try using my finger with it. So I'm just gonna try applying it to the lid, the tear duct. first. It's pretty. I don't know if it was what I was going for, so I think I'll use it, but I'm just gonna apply it to the tear duct because I don't want it to ruin my shadows. I zoomed you guys right in so you can see the eyeliner when I'm doing it, but I just realized what this shadow reminds me of, and you can see it more now that I zoomed you guys in. It's like those Stila foiled shadows that came out like maybe a year and a half ago, and I found them to be really hard to work with at first because I didn't really know. They came with like an adhesive. This one didn't, but that is exactly what this reminds me of. It's very pretty, it's just a little bit more difficult to apply. Alright, so for eyeliner, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. cream liner and an angled brush. This is the MAC 266. And if you guys haven't watched my review of these cream liners from e.l.f., you need to, because this liner is the bomb. So I'm going to start by applying the liner in the very center of the lid and try to keep the liner as close to the lash line as possible and start just going in back and forth motions like small flicks, almost connecting the dots. And you want to make it so that the liner's thinner near the tear duct and it gradually gets bigger as it goes out to the outer edge. And then when it gets to the wing, you just want to create that initial line and then slowly start to join those lines together. And then you can make the wing as thick or as thin as you'd like. And then apply some mascara and some false lashes. Now for the rest of the face, I'm going to warm it up with my Hoola bronzer. And I'm just going to start by applying it to the cheeks and then work back up onto the temples and then the hairline. And then I'm going to use one of my fave blushes, and that's from Youngblood, and it's called Blossom. It's like a peachy blush, and you can totally use this color because it's not going to clash with the red lip that we're going to be using. And then to add a subtle glow, I'm going to be using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I haven't used this in a while. I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to apply that to the tops of the cheekbones. You can see it's very subtle, but it gives you like a nice healthy glow. A little bit down the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow. And now for lips, I'm going to use the Urban Decay lip pencil in Gash and lightly line my lips. And I'm going to give them a little bit more of a pointed feel, so I'm just doing a slightly pointed Cupid's bow. And over top of that, I'm going to use a lipstick from The Balm called Mi Amor, and this is such a pretty color that I've never tried besides on my hand. So I'm just going to lightly run that over top of the liner that I already put on there. And that's my classic holiday makeup. I hope you guys liked watching. If you liked how the makeup turned out, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Happy holidays!